It's a lot of adapting that shit. That building was... It should have got a new building. It's like some old work trailer.
Well, it was great watching my kid learn, like, playing Zelda and Breath of the Wild, and he's been playing like Luigi's Mansion. Like he finally got a concept of like, dude, you can die multiple times. Like you're gonna fall off the cliffs multiple times. Just keep trying. And like it took him about 2 days. Like the first day he was just frustrated as hell and just like tossed down the controller, want to switch games or everything else. And then finally got to the point where he was like, oh, like I get it. And I watched him sit for. I mean, you probably shouldn't let your kid sit for 45 minutes playing a game, but you sit there for 45 minutes being like, all right, like, what do I have to do here? And like, all right, well, in the Luigi's Mansion, all right, I have to use this guy, and I got to move him here, get these things to all work, and I got to do this and that. And the problem solving and the patience has been great to watch develop. It's been really cool.
Problem solving is amazing. I grew up with the old Zeldas, so it's like problem solving was a necessity. There's our final member.
And there he is. And then number 6.
The star of the hour.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe.
Well, we'll see when he loads anyway. What kind of star power he wields.
I'm ready to die.
I haven't
Maybe his kids will load him. I never even met his kids, but I love them. They're funny. I was goofing off, poking at him, pointing. It's always when he's like trying to like talk seriously too.
Yeah, when he's talking seriously for his D&D game. D&D game.
And you hear the giggling and see the pointing the fingers in the background.
Daddy's playing
Dad's
evil.
being silly.
What's up, Cody?
What's up? Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Ready?
Alright.
We were talking about how funny it is when your boys are interrupting you.
Oh, yeah, they're sort of here at the moment. Hey,
There.
look at the cat. You see the cat?
The cat's still
Bob with the
beatboxing.
cat. Bob with the cat. The cat's jamming, man. Alright, can you say goodnight? Go floss your teeth.
Good night.
Night.
You can wave, say goodnight.
Yeah.
We read the stories early, so.
You know how to read?
What? I know how to read.
Wait, do you mean Cody or Ryan?
Reads.
Hi.
Oh my god.
Do you do the voices without the voice modulator? Huh? Do you? Alright, let's get that fixed.
Out.
I have some sort of view or something here. I don't have it.
Out.
Unfortunately, we're the voices in Cody's head. His kids can't hear us.
Yeah.
Exactly. They have no idea. They're like, "What are you doing? Talking to a screen."
Is that gonna work? No, that's not gonna work. That's gonna kind of work. That's gonna kind of hold.
Daddy's talking to a friend.
I'm talking to many friends,
Many friends.
or so I think they're friends.
I mean, it is kind of an
Yeah.
evil campaign, or at least you're evil in the campaign.
It is my evil campaign. Yeah.
Everyone's
It's weird playing an evil character, you know?
But you usually play good characters.
No, like my other character is kind of neutral good, so like he doesn't really care, but what are
I
you
just
doing?
love killing.
Okay, one last head bob and then we're going to bed.
All right.
Stick
Yeah.
your head in, one last head bob. Do the head bob.
all right.
Okay, let's go.
Okay. Good night. Love you.
Good night,
Love you. Good night.
Get out of here, you fucking brats! I say that with love.
Put them in a cage, bro.
Yeah, no doubt.
One
Get the
comes
whip.
I'm working on it. Building one.
You know, horse tranquilizer puts them out. You just a little in the dab and the neck, and that's it. Just lullaby time.
That's
Telling
right.
you.
A little bit of chloroform on a Kleenex here, honey. Blow your nose before bed. All right, hail bean. Good. There you go. Good night. Sweet dreams. Love you. Daddy loves you.
Bro, Alex.
What's up?
No, Alex number 2.
Our special guest star tonight is Sacha Baron
Yeah. Who is this person?
Cohen, right?
Sort
Fresh
of
in
looks
advertising
a little different.
Borat 2. Borat 2, your new movie has just come out. I hear it's a hit.
Oh, you guys will love it.
Thank you for taking the time to play Dungeons and Dragons with us tonight, Mr. Cohen. It is a sincere honor and my pleasure to have you along. I'm sure
Guest
the
star.
characterizations you present will be incredible.
Very nice.
I'm sure they will be very nice. But with that said, that music is really loud.
It's
Let's
very loud.
Turn it down just a little bit.
Jamming.
And
Welcome
it's crazy.
back, everybody, ladies and germs. Although we have no ladies, so it's all germs, bacteria, COVID keeping us away. Oh, so it goes. Wait a minute, this is the remote game.
I mean, not this New Year's though. You know, we're kind of, sort of.
well, no, that's fair enough. We might have a game this New Year's. That'll be exciting.
It'd be awesome, actually.
We'll be playing some Waterdeep after however long, so that'll be cool. It's been, I think, 3 months. That's crazy. But
Yeah, just
time flies,
bad
man. It doesn't
timing.
even feel
Bad
like it,
timing.
honestly.
Quarantine life, right?
Ain't it the truth?
This year flew.
Right.
Yeah, parts of it did.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Like the parts where I've been playing Cyberpunk, gone, man. I don't even remember them. I'm actually,
Last few
I'm
months.
working.
April was like 6 months long.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I'll say the first 2 months of this whole thing was just like,
Dragged.
yeah.
If CD Projekt Red's stock has tanked, I'm gonna buy because I tell you,
You should.
I'm spending a lot of time invested in that game. I like that game. It's fun.
It's still a good game.
Yeah,
It
it's
just
still
had a
an
really
amazing
bad
fucking
launch.
game. It is, honestly. It's what Fallout could be if CD Projekt Red made Fallout. You know what I mean? And people don't have fucking high expectations of Fallout. People don't have fucking
No,
high expectations
Not
of
ever
Fallout. Like,
since New Vegas was the best.
was
last
creme de la-
Fallout.
Yeah.
just fucking amazing. And then for whatever reason, it became Fallout Craft. And,
Yeah.
and then it
Obsidian
became
didn't make the Fallout
whatever.
games.
Yeah, no. Anyway, enough about that. So, welcome back, everybody, to another exciting episode of Black Thumb here from my garage to your home. With my fantastic palette of personalities and my plethora of players, I bid you, Sean, why don't you take us on a tour of the doings that we encountered last episode of Black Thumb?
All right, here we go. And I've got a lot of notes, despite the fact that all we were doing was trying to save Santa. All right, just tried to kill the Vizier. Hamid sits us back down. The Vizier claims we are all pirates. Orion admits that they were pirates. We were taking orders from Hamid. Hamid and the Vizier start discussing earlier times. Something is moving towards Orion and wine going out to everyone. Orion wants tribute to the past crew, not money, just wants remembrance, and Hamid seems content with moving forward. So on that note, Laz goes to play dice on his way home and then cashes out. Bjorn is walking the harbor. A dog starts to follow him and then wanders off. He throws a bit of dessert to the dog. The dog follows to the compound and then leaves. It's medium-sized, gray, fluffy ears. Seem very detailed. Don't know why I wrote it down.
Because
Sork
I
and
said
Target
it.
are hanging out, hanging out in the lean-to near the stable. Sorth is pacing back and forth. Sorth says another one got away. Sorth wanted one of the Dragor. Barian is looking over the engine. He has to fix his crossbow. An apprentice did that for him. Applies infusions to his weapons, enhanced weapon onto the wrench, and repeating shot onto the crossbow. Gary's noticing he got whacked in the head. Takes up his head for diagnostics, but his neck is bent and he can't get it back on. He hears something creak, tries to work on it, drops a tool in, which makes it worse. Wants to fix a few bad wires, but can't find what he needs in the shop. Nudges his brain, the encephalomodule, I think I got it right, and it's loose. Can't get it fixed. Orion stops by the compound, grabs some coin to go out. Orion apologizes to Sorth for interrupting his rage. Orion then gives him a testicle randomly. Orion is off to the tavern and gathering info on the Dragors, somehow to make use of the testicle. Sorth offers to go with Orion and they head off to the Witch's Tit, middle of the road bar. It's been good info before. At the bar, it's a little busy. Half-orc is tending bar, Mr. Gentis or Lajima, Log is his name. Bartender eyeballs Sorth. Orion leads them to a table in the corner. Or Orion or Orion, I gotta get the name right. Goes for a drink called the Sea Urchin's Tongue. Apparently gin and a half a lemon. Not squeeze, just a half of a fucking lemon thrown in a drink. Sorth starts drinking from the bottle. Gentis takes offense. Orion is plying Gentis for info. Shows him a Dragonborn testicle. Apparently those are common currency. Gentis says that they are Dragos soldiers. The fact that he can recognize that from a testicle is impressive. Dragos don't go to that establishment, but he hears they're good tippers. They're good for security. They go to the Regal in the northeastern end for wine and tapas. Dragor family has esteemed leadership. Orion notices a distraught child wandering around, points out the child, and another pops in. The two of them are looking for help but can't find it. They see Orion because he's short and Sorth. Orion whistles over to them, and then Orion offers help and invites them along. In the walk, the little men were flying overhead and then crash, but don't understand. Their boss is a god of some sort and gives people things. They all walk back to the compound, going to introduce them to the crew, introduce themselves as elves. They crashed a sled, and their boss was confiscated. Being kept in a warehouse near the harbor. People that stole were in blue and light blue cloaks with a swirling S pattern. Bjorn recognizes the Frost family. Magic carpet travelers, smugglers. They trade knives, and their leader's name is Jack. We all head out the door into the streets. It's a Friday night. They reach the warehouse of the Frost. It's a squatter city built around the warehouses. There's some formal guards there. The armor is battle-worn. There are Frost guards and some other guards, and there's a city guard there. Little men pointing out the central building. Bjorn walks up to the front door because why else would you do anything sneakily? Much colder near the warehouse and notices Frost. The guard approaches and Bjorn uses diplomacy and tells the guards to leave. The guards tell him to go fuck off. Orion sneaks down and finds a gate. He climbs up and lets me know there's a gate. I'm as dumb as a bag of rocks, so I go, okay. Sorth blatantly tries to climb down and gets caught because, well, he's out in the fucking open. So Sorth starts raging wildly. Orion triggers a trap and burns his scalp a la Home Alone.
Yeah.
Alerted. Gary starts the fight. Laz fails miserably and falls down and says hello to Orion. Gary misses his shot. Bjorn gets cured again. Orion goes to the tunnel, but he's too short to see over the top. Sorth comes down and gets in the tunnel. They see Santa being dunked, because it's officially Santa, being dunked like a witch to make ice. Sees the bad guy. The baddies lay into Gary. Laz makes his way back up to the platform. Sorth and Orion are inside. Orion goes all steady on a laborer. Gary recharges his batteries with second wind. I'm just not aware of this. Sorth snipes the other worker. The workers make a lot of noise. Sorth calls out to the leader, and then Barry takes a pot shot and kills a bystander. That's what I got.
I forgot about that last part.
Wait, what was that last part again?
Barry took a pot shot and killed a bystander.
Oh yeah, right. And the other
Bounced
guy
off of all these things and killed some homeless guy.
who had just found
Enough money
a
to
couple
pay his
coins
rent.
to be able to eat his first meal or something in like a week, and then a bolt shot through his neck and let him just drop to the ground. That poor fuck. And on that note, so you guys had delved inside. Unfortunately, I don't have a tactical map for that because that was smart of me. So that's kind of a problem as far as recreating a scene here goes. Or am I mistaken? Hang on a sec. Let me see if I can hang on for everybody. Because I'm not mistaken, you guys have made it inside? No, that's right. You guys were in the basement, in the tunnels. That's right. You guys had just entered the tunnels down below. I'm sorry. Sorry?
I was gonna say, I think me and Gary were still outside.
As was I.
Yeah. So we have Bjorn, Gary over here, you yonder, one of the elves next to you, gnomes, dwarves, whatever the fuck they are. Some guards up top there, guys on there, and then of course here's Laz, and the rest, Orion, one of the elves, and Sorth. You guys were inside.
Mm-hmm.
The rest of you guys are outside, yeah. Excuse me. Ugh, as it were. Now, Sorth, you were still in that sort of ventilation shaft. I'm pretty sure. You hadn't jumped and climbed out of it yet.
Yeah, I think I did because I had to get out to get the second guy off the catwalk.
Oh, that's fair. Okay, very good. Very good. All right. Okay, cool. So that's taken care of then. So as the scene opens up, I need different music for this. Totally different. We want something to the effect of, I think this. I'm not sure. We'll find out shortly. As the scene opens up, though, your DM goes to get a drink.
Drinks are good.
How'd Erin like that spellbook?
She loved it.
Yeah, Grace really liked hers too. I got excited and gave it to her on like the 17th.
Damn, you couldn't hold out?
No.
Look at God now.
Yeah. Well, she did like an advent calendar, so I was opening something every day, and I started to feel bad.
Yeah.
I'm like, I've opened like 15 presents now. I feel like you should get at least one.
You can have one. Yeah, we went to Quantum and today.
Nice.
They got a whole bunch of D&D minis there now. Like, they didn't have them there before last time I was there.
Yeah, Grace was saying she was in there, and they had like tons and tons of D&D stuff now.
Yeah. I don't know if, like, because of quarantine everybody's playing now or something, but there's a ton of D&D in there.
Yeah.
Because they all watched us.
Yeah.
Probably. It's like number 1 Critical Role, number 2 us.
Isn't Critical Role, there is a big D&D stream that's running at West Kelowna. Like one of the biggest ones.
Is it?
Yeah. I don't know which one it is, but one of them is out of West Kelowna. Or at least one of the like founding members of it.
Yeah. I don't know. Tried Google, couldn't find it, so
Yeah,
it's not page 1.
No, I stumbled upon it when I was like doing a bunch of research on Twitch for Bluehost.
For who?
For that old company, you know.
Oh.
Are they still trying?
Yeah. Except they've turned into a bunch of conspiracy theorists, and now they're like, oh, we're leaving Instagram because it's corrupt, and we're going to Weaving. And I was like, oh, you're going to a Chinese-run platform. Cool. Sounds way safer.
I think Dooley's pouring drinks for all of us.
Come on over.
It'll take me a minute.
New Year's is gonna
Oh,
be
wait,
something
it's
else,
fine.
man.
Yeah, because no one's going to drive anywhere.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. We're gonna make great decisions.
Yeah.
It's going to be hilarious if you ask me. Everyone just getting hosed on cam. Awesome. Me too.
Yeah.
I will say this: the only good thing about this entire situation has been my worst decision has been to fall asleep.
But can,
Save
you know,
me
in all
minutes of
fairness,
boredom.
can it really be classified as a decision? Sometimes it's just the weather, you know? Today it's adventurous with a chance of sleepy, you know?
Yeah.
It's the weather. It is what it is. And on that note, gentlemen, the scene opens up as we hear the grunting and the sighs of a sputtering Santa hanging upside down, the chain looped around his ankles as it jangles overhead, the pulley that he's attached to wiggling back and forth as it strains against its braces in the ceiling. As the camera pans around the scene, showing the guards up on the platform over the workers, where two of them sit beside the edge of the water. One of them holding the chain as he's pulling it, and the other acting as sort of a base at the back, holding onto it and taking the slack. Actually, I take that back. There's 2 of them currently holding cranks, is what it is. And so the one is turning the main crank and the other is picking up the slack. With that. No, that doesn't even make sense. The other one actually has a hook in hand and goes over and pulls Santa in from the edge of from over the water in towards the edge. So, like someone might pull in a cut of beef, he hooks the chain with the big spiked hook in his hand and yanks the fat man across over towards him, narrowly nicking the flesh. As he does, he watches sparkles sputter out for a moment and then seal up a moment later. The wound sputtering and then closing. The camera pans from there to show the reflections of the sparkles in Orion's eyes as I think we ended off with Orion's turn. Or did we end after Orion's turn?
The last thing I remember is I hid after assassinating that one person.
I think we ended on Barium's turn.
I think so.
Very interesting. Okay, terrific. In that case, the camera swings around the scene to show outside. As the camera pans in low behind Bjorn, we see Laz in the distance before it zips along to show him standing amidst the opposition. What up, buddy?
All right. Well, Laz, I think at the end of last turn had used his bonus action to go into his rage, and so I'm gonna hit some shit. And I'm gonna go reckless attack to gain advantage and great weapon master. So I'm gonna take the -5 penalty.
Sounds good.
Let's hope that I don't fuck this one up. But hey, you never know.
In you go.
All right, first roll. It's going to be an 11 because it's 11 plus 5 and then minus 5. So I have an 11 on my roll.
Fair but unfortunate. As you take a wild swing in towards your opponent, are you running in upon him?
Oh, that wasn't with advantage. I do get the other roll for advantage, right?
Yes.
So it's 11 on the first one, and then I'll try again. I want something good.
Keep in mind, gentlemen, I can't see what you're doing with your dice. You got to be responsible there.
Yep. Yeah, I know. That was my fault. No, the 11's the better one.
Don't roll drunk like me.
Yep. The 11 is the better one. That's all I got. So I miss.
That's unfortunate. You have my sympathies. As you rush in, you're running in, swinging on him, I'm assuming?
Yeah, the guy that's manning the
Totally.
ballista.
As you run in towards him, he lets go of the ballista and holds up his shield for a moment. Your blade narrowly missing his skull as he miraculously manages to bring the shield between him and you and your deadly axe. It ricochets off of the metal surface, leaving a gouge in his shield as he bursts backwards from your impact, managing to avoid damage, but feeling like he hadn't. Anything else to declare, sir? Bonus actions.
I don't know what I can do for a bonus action right now. What else could I? I mean, can I disengage at this point? No, I mean I'm in the middle of this, so.
You're in like Flynn.
Yep, I'm just there.
As you rush in, careening off of his defense, the camera swings across his face as he resolutely lets go of the ballista, picks up his lance, and takes a swing with it. You watch as he throws it over his shoulder and easily grabs it. As he manages to get it into his hand again and stab forth, you manage to defend yourself easily with against its massive form by blocking with a simple swing of your arm. As it swung out of position, he manages to regain his balance, rolling an 8+ bonus, not hitting your ass. Actually, no, you got a minus. No, you don't. Never mind. That's the other one. Point being, he takes a swing and a miss. The guy across from Gary, as he rushes in towards, Gary just suddenly claps onto his face and starts to squeeze. The guy screams and bashes backwards as he pulls away with a point of damage and a bit of his flesh caught on Gary's fingertips. He rolled a 1. The guy in behind, though, runs in, closing the distance, and leaps through the air like so much Sparta style as he comes in with a 16 plus bonus. For 3 plus 2 points of damage, 5 points of piercing, scratch against your biometals. The camera pulls back against the scene to show the whole of the terribleness all around as we see up above. The fellow with the ballista simply takes aim down towards and releases another bolt. That's really wrong. Point being, thing sails away with a 10 plus bonus for, 14 against your AC, Gary.
My AC is 15.
Sorry, I should say 13. What am I doing? No, 14. Yeah. Point being, though, you manage to dip just out of the way as the tree trunk goes soaring past. You swear that thing still had a bird's nest on it. As it crashes down into the mud below, the camera sweeps about to show Bjorn.
So I believe I've got a spirit weapon up on that roof, so it's gonna.
No. Hang on a second, let me find the thing.
Despawn right now.
Yeah, right, eh?
In a week.
I gotta save polygons. I'm sorry, Alex. I don't support that many entities.
Oh, no.
Shit. I am honestly a bit weirded out as to you have a spiritual candelabra fighting for you.
Perfect.
Fuck.
That's
there
what
you
it
go.
was.
It's
Could have been with brazier just as easily, or this can of Schlitz. Just a beer can.
Candelabra is a little unwieldy, so it rolled an 8.
Great.
As the thing comes rushing forth, and it's like, "Ha ha! I will defeat you!" and swings and misses, hitting naught but air, leaving a flaming trail behind itself. Anything else to declare? Camera pans against you as you want. For a move and a standard, you will.
I'll follow it up with a sacred flame up there.
Okay. You cast upwards towards your opposition, looking up towards them and focusing on. He rolls. He rolls a save.
Yeah, dex save.
He's gonna fail that shit.
Okay. It takes 5 damage.
Nice.
That was this guy here. So he's up to 13. As he flame broils in the face, out in the distance, up on the rooftop, he shrieks out in pain and agony. And from there, the camera pans to Elf. Oh yeah, no, right. My dudes. This guy right here. As the camera focuses in upon him, he looks towards you, Barium, and he says, "Watch this." He puts his finger on his nose and disappears into his hat. And his hat, a moment later, appears over top, landing down behind this guy. He pulls out a hammer that you watch gleam for a moment, and as he takes a swing with it, it suddenly expands out like 3 times the size. As with a 14 plus bonus, he smokes into the guard. 3 plus 2 right on him. That's going to bring him up to, from, what is that? Is that a 4 to 9 points of damage from that guy there. From there, the camera swoops to the other gnome down beside Orion, who looks to Orion and says, "What are we doing? What are we doing? What should we be doing? What's the plan, man?"
Clearly we have to get your god off of that chain.
Since you're next, he actually says, "I'll go after you."
Oh, okay. Alright, what should I call this man? Can he help us? Does he have any magic?
His name's Nick.
Nick.
If I get you there, and he points across to the platform where the 2 workers are. If I get you there, can you do anything?
I can certainly try. I can definitely stab things.
He looks about hesitantly, and he says, "The fat man might not like it, but it might be what's necessary. I'll leave that up to you. But
I
I'll
don't
warn
see
you,
any other option.
it might mean coal."
No. What do you mean? What do you mean by this?
At this, he puts his finger on his nose, and he takes your hand. Do you let him?
Yeah. Yeah, I'll let him.
Your vision is suddenly distorted in a strange manner as you go to tunnel vision. Everything becomes streaking into the distance as you're sucked summarily into a fabric realm that you recognize a moment later as his hat. And as you fly through this tunnel of fabric, you watch as a sudden pinpoint of light almost immediately and instantaneously grows out within the span of forever and yet only a moment. As it suddenly expands all around and light is cast such that you are blinded from all directions. You swear you're looking around, but your whole body feels weightless, timeless for the brief moment before suddenly you're ejected down upon the platform. And almost as though magic directed your feet, you find yourself standing stoically as your eyes manage to adjust, color coming back, full and flooding into view. As you look around, and you're situated just to the side of a set of crates that's nestled upon the platform, nearby where the workers are cranking away at their chain drives.
Okay. How far apart are they from each other? Like,
They're right next to each other.
oh shit. Okay. Okay. Could I sneak up behind the one that is pulling the lever? But could I wait till the other one has?
Oh, sorry, my bad. The one's cranking and the one's 10 feet away.
Okay.
At Santa.
Okay. Can I sneak up behind the one at the crank? Is the crank closer to me, or is the one that's hooked?
The crank is closer to you.
Okay, I'll sneak up behind the crank if you don't mind, and I'll try and
100%.
subdue him without stab.
That's fine. You rush in upon him, and you can throw me a grapple check.
Okay. What is grapple? Is it?
Athletics.
Athletics. Okay.
And I'll let you have this at advantage because why not? There's no actual rules for this, and I don't mean to set a precedent, but he's not expecting it.
If I already have an advantage like built in, do I get another advantage, or how does that work?
No, you
Just one advantage.
You don't get to stack advantages.
Double advantage. I got 13 as my highest.
Cool. So with that, you run up behind him, grabbing a hold, and he rolls a 13, but he's got a -1 to athletics.
Okay.
I'm kidding. But as you grab a hold of him, he struggles quite a bit, as a matter of fact, such that it looks like you guys are both going to go into the water.
Oh.
So you can jump off him with a dexterity save.
Okay, yeah, I'm going to do that. Dexterity save.
Yes, please.
Okay. 9 plus 6, 15.
Sorry, how much? 16?
15.
15. So like I was saying, you leap off his back, pushing him from where you're pretty much suspended in the air for a brief moment before dropping to your feet as he tumbles over with a sudden cry out and a splash, landing in the water a moment later. As he tumbles in and you land upon the platform, the camera pans around to show Santa swaying there with the hook kind of hanging onto him as the guys let go at this point, and Santa just swings out. And as you glance left and right, you can see up on the platforms to the on the catwalks over top the platform as the guards look down to where you are, and you don't think they see your companion.
Okay. Okay, can I kick the lever down to let Nick down?
You can.
Okay. Hopefully he.
But if you let go of the chain, he will fall into the water.
Okay. How far away is the chain from me? Could I run and jump and try and grab onto it?
I mean, yeah. He's lifted, so you'd have to jump more or less his height to get to the chain.
So he's like above me on the platform.
Or you could jump onto him. Yeah.
Oh, jump onto him.
I mean, that's always an option, obviously.
Okay. Maybe I'll try that. I'm gonna run and jump and grab onto his jingle bells.
Gross. Okay, sounds good. So with an athletics check, if you could, sir.
All right.
With your teeth?
Oh God.
Okay, I rolled so 16 plus 2, 18.
You leap through the air, grabbing a hold of something. I leave that to your description and others' imagination.
Actually, I'll grab onto his beard.
All right, that's terrible. All the same, he is upside down. So I mean, that makes some sense, I suppose. So point is, you grab a hold of him. He kind of out in the brief moment, following it up a moment later with, "I'm sorry, do I know you?" He kind of turns his face and tries to sputter, and gets a little bit on like your ear as he does his best to avoid you. And the camera pans around to show the whole of the scene as it starts to unfold, and the camera pans from you to the outside where there's a Gary situated between several opponents.
Do you know where my head is?
Oh, sorry. You're right here, and your head is... I think I had it on the map. Wait, didn't you pick it up again?
Wait, a boomerang.
Threw it at the
What?
game ended.
Oh, wait.
Shit,
Wait, didn't it boomerang one time?
I think it did come back to you at one point, but I'm trying to recall where it ended up before. Because I do remember it ended up somewhere, because you missed, is what it was.
I think
That's
you
right.
whiffed on the throw and
Yeah.
it like ended up.
It's right there. If I
It
remember.
ended up
It's
on
in
the wall beside the guy with the ballista or something.
So it's right there, on the other side of the dudes.
Oh, over there.
Damn.
I'm gonna go piss. I'll be right back.
You need optics up
Kind
here.
of thing.
Yeah, you have time to think now.
Maybe you just need another good whack and fix everything.
You should put a rope on that thing so you can like yo-yo it.
Yeah, dude. Or chain it.
It's still my head, you know. That's my brain inside of it.
No, dude. Just attach a chain. We can weld it, and you can just spin it around like a morning star.
We could just put a Wi-Fi booster on your
I
chest.
blame you, bro.
Give you more
You
range.
didn't have any glue in your fucking in your workshop. Who doesn't have glue?
I
That's
thought it was
true,
a
yeah.
wire
What kind
that
of?
was
What
missing.
kind
I thought it was like
of?
some special wire.
Dude, how am I
I was trying to
gonna?
reattach it to my head with glue.
What kind of artificer doesn't have glue in his workshop?
One that cares about his machines.
Oh my god.
You gotta weld that. Hey, I like it how we have Sasha joining us tonight.
Awesome.
I think he's judging all of us though in that picture. They're just
Seems like
So
it.
all these dudes are between me and my
Ricky Booby.
Bro, Snooter, you gotta get that game we've been playing. You'd like it.
Yeah.
Boy,
Avorion. It's freaking.
The spaceship
it's like,
builder.
It's like Minecraft had a baby with Eve.
Yeah.
it's like-
you
I tried to
can,
play E once.
Oh, dude, this game's awesome.
Dude,
For 20
so you can
bucks.
create massive amounts of ships, and you can make fleets that are automated.
So cool. Rick is making Pokemon ships.
Yep. Trying. Failing.
I just have this big green battleship that I just fly around the galaxy and.
Yeah, basically, Cody's doing all the work while I fuck around trying to make Pokemon ships.
Maybe.
He's my
I'm your sugar daddy.
sugar space daddy.
Yeah, I give you minerals. Rick's like, fuck, I need these to make another ship. I'm like, oh, here you go, bro.
He doesn't even ask what happened on the last ship.
Yeah. It's okay. I
Dude, I
expect
think
a
I'm-
fleet of Diglett miners.
Dude, you're gonna get them. I have that schematic saved.
Nice.
I might try to make an Aerodactyl.
I gotta make my ship bigger.
So
I want to get a railgun mounted right to the front of it.
Sounds lit.
Yeah. Pretty cool.
Dude, I could do that with an Aerodactyl ship.
Yeah, you could. You could have it like
With
coming
that-
out of its mouth or something.
Yeah, like a hyper beam.
Yeah. That'd be good, actually.
well, that reminds me of something, bro. Don't you like hate it when you don't even eat anything spicy and your anus just burns?
Maybe we'll see a doctor about that soon.
I mean, usually
Yeah,
it's when I eat
probably.
spicy things, not when I not eat spicy things.
Holy shit, it never used to be a problem, man. Nowadays, if I go to the wings place and I'm like, hey, I'll take your hottest wings, like the kind that burn your mouth hot, like I like that sort of shit sometimes. It's not bad, especially when it's got some flavor and whatnot. But man, the next day, it's the gift that keeps on giving.
Oh, man.
The whole day, it's
The
just the
lingering
spurts. That's just the worst. Anyway, enough about my bowel movements. Let's move on. Unless you guys want to hear more about my shits, it's fine. I mean,
Oh,
I'm good
it's-
either way.
Another time.
Welcome to Twitch, where no subjects taboo.
Listen, I want my presents. Let's get this shit done.
See, totally looks it. Holy shit, you look it. 100% you fucking look it. Like, it's crazy. He's got the fucking picture of him right behind him.
Seriously. He's got the same, like, definitely the mouth area.
Oh my god, like, yeah, 100%, 100%. It's like in the character creator, if you just took the eyes and lifted them a little bit, the whole head actually just stretch it around the middle.
The same eyebrows, too, actually. Yeah.
100%, 100%. So I'm saying. Maybe a little trim fact, so to speak. You know, somebody with a set of tweeters going in there
Body
with
double.
a little bit of purpose.
Nobody's asking the right question though here. Does your better half look like Isla Fisher?
Maybe you're related. Maybe you're related. You never know. Maybe you're related. You're like an offshoot.
Apparently, I read a thing today that only 40% of males, or no, 80% of males reproduce. No, 80% of females reproduce, and only 40% of dudes reproduce. So we're probably all freaking related, man. That's like
Nice.
a large portion of the population.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I know,
Hey, bro, you guys aren't pregnant?
man. That's weird to think of.
I feel like that number would be higher if dudes could get pregnant.
Yeah, probably.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely.
100%.
Well, why do they do it this way?
All right. So on that bombshell, where were we as Gary? Why don't you tell me about some slaughter, some murder, some Gary?
You're a Garyism.
So, 2 enemies in the way of my head.
One
one of them-
on either side, yes.
I see. Looks like they're body blocking my vision from my head. So,
You can still move and see freely, though. You're fine. Your encephalon module is able to vectorize and calculate movement, trajectory, that sort of thing, just fine from its angle
Okay.
of incidence.
then that's great. Alright then. So,
Thank
I'm gonna push that guy off the edge. Like ram into him so that he falls off.
That's
the
fine.
edge.
So you're gonna literally make a charge attack. There is, I'm pretty sure that's also an athletics roll on your part.
What?
An
My
athletics.
athletics is
roll.
my best one. It has a +4, and I just rolled a 2, so it's a 6.
You and Rick, man. Cursed.
I'm the worst roller.
Oh, it's
I'm
not a charge,
falling off
sorry,
the
a
weight myself.
push or a shove. Shove here. Let's find out.
I even rolled a 1 last night when I was streaming randomly.
Yeah, you did. You're like, yeah. I wonder how many it would take for me to get a 1. Rolls it once, it's a 1.
I just had to prove it.
Got it out of your system though. You won't get one.
No, it's still in my system. It's in my blood. All my cells are shaped like 1s.
others.
There needs to be a
Can you
skill that
combine your
reverses your
rolls?
rolls.
You guys should just forfeit your attacks so you can combine your hit die.
Yeah,
Bro.
Every turn.
Let's use
Like in that
science
one scene where Goku
fuse.
Fuse, yeah, you should fuse.
Yeah. Yeah, we got a fuse, dude.
Fusion.
We're Garium now.
Yeah. The metallic dragonborn. Oh man, that'd be actually
Or,
really sick.
Maybe Barriery.
They should add some.
Sorry,
sort
and
of
you rolled
spell.
shit, so yeah, just double checking 100% on the roll, but the point being is that you reach out to touch somebody, and he deflects your hand easily away with his weapon, narrowly taking off your fingers. As sparks fly off of the impact, he pulls backwards and says, "What the fuck are you?" From there, the camera pans to you once again, bonus action of any sort.
Nope.
From there, over to Sorth. What up, buddy?
Alright, where was I last?
You are inside. That's right. Ba-do-ba-do-boo. You watch as your companion suddenly teleports with the help of the elf that was with you guys across from the platform, the catwalk, I should say, where you stand, down and across the chamber to the platform from where Santa is swaying back and forth. Now with your companion standing on his beard, or hanging onto his beard.
Okay, I think last I was looking at Jack Frost. Yeah.
Oh yes, the boss with his guards. That's right.
Yes.
His entourage. That's right. So, excuse me. Standing over top you guys as your companion teleports in and leaps upon the fat man's face. He recollects himself and then stares across at where you situate on the catwalk, saying, "I don't remember hiring you." He looks down towards where your companion is swaying back and forth on Santa's head as you what?
I'm going to. I think I'm just gonna shoot at him. Screw it.
Alright, sounds
That's what
good.
I do best.
It sounds like a plan, although, not much of one.
Nope, it's my best plan. I'm not here to think. I'm here to shoot things.
That's right. You know what? That's valid. That's fair. I'm not going to argue with good logic.
I hit 19.
Fabulous stuff. It's a successful strike as you dexterously aim and release.
4. Or 9 damage.
As you fire out towards him, you watch as he doesn't move, but instead takes, 9 or 5 damage? What'd you say?
9.
9.
Yeah.
He doesn't move as the arrow sails in upon him and strikes into his flesh. He looks down towards it, grabs a hold of it, and pulls it out of himself and throws it away in a power move.
Okay. Is there anywhere I can jump in safely, like get away? Like off the catwalk?
If you jump off here, you'll land in the water, or you'll land down below into some darkness where you see a bunch of movement. So you can jump across to the water that is in a basin, or you can jump down to the very ground floor where you see some movement. You're pretty sure it's the deer.
Alright. I'm gonna jump down into the deer.
But before you commit to this,
Wait, how high
it's-
is it? Yeah.
yeah, it's gonna be a d6 damage if you fail an athletics check.
It's a risk I'm willing to take.
Or worse.
Roll it.
Oh dear.
Alright. Oh, 14.
Perfect stuff. So you expertly land down below, rolling through the hay and whatnot, taking a single point of bludgeoning damage or falling damage.
Bless you.
Alright,
again.
as we were. Single point of damage as you come rolling to a halt. The deer do indeed surround you all, looking down upon with a gruff guffaw here and there. From where you're situated, you can see that there is a single labor hand and a sleeping guard off to the one side. And the labor hand is taking cover, cowering from whatever's overhead, and he suddenly gives a bit of a as he sees towards you, and the guard shuffles but stays asleep.
Okay. I'm just gonna go and shush the labor hand.
He freezes up as you come in towards him. Please don't hit me!
Not this time.
He starts to piss himself slightly and faints away, falling down on the ground.
Thanks. I'm out of action, so.
With that said, it's over to Barry.
The guy who is fighting Gary. It's hard to remember that. So the guy who's fighting Gary, is he within movement range of me? And you said there were multiple enemies there, right? Are they within like 5 feet of each other?
The one guy is within range of you just barely. And then the other guy's on the other side of Gary, so he's 5-10 feet away.
So is he actually 5? I have a skill that would affect 2 people if he is within 5.
He's not adjacent. He's within 10 feet. He's not within 5 feet.
All right. I want to just provide some cover fire for Gary and try to hit the. I just don't want to hit the same guy that the elf hit.
Okay, that sounds good.
With the salmon. With the crossbow.
You fire a shot.
Rolled 12.
Your bolt careens off of his pauldron as it narrowly strikes into his neck, but doesn't. The bolt sails away, blinking in the sunlight as it blinking in the moonlight before it lands in the mud down below harmlessly.
That's my turn.
From there over to Laz once again.
Yeah, gonna whack some shit.
My man!
I'm still on rage, and I'm gonna try it again. So still gonna do Great Weapon Master, still gonna do Reckless Attack, and we're gonna take a whack at this dude.
Damn right.
All right, here we go. +5 and -5 leaves me with a 14 on the first roll. And then if I roll again for my advantage. Yeah, we don't want the second one. So 14.
14 will hit, dead on.
Oh, fuck yeah. Woo. All right. Now I have to remember what the rules are for hitting on this. So I'm going to add 10 damage for the Great Weapon Master. All right. And then let's roll damage. I get 2 for being in rage. Oh, there's so much shit in the way on this fucking screen. All right. So I get 8 plus 3 is 11, plus 2 is 11, 12, 13. 13 plus another 10 is 23.
Good load. All right. You rear around, seeing how he's holding his shield as he fumbles with it, aiming to hold himself steady. As you swing about too quick for him to bring the shield between this time, you mash into him. As it careens off of his meat body behind the shield, you feel him break behind it. This was this guy here. He crushes against the butt end of the crossbow, and his body kind of slumps down off of it, slimily a moment later.
Finally carrying my weight here, guys.
Nicely done.
From there, the camera sweeps across your face to show your bonus action of...
Where's the nearest guy to me? Bad guy?
He's going to be over here. We're going to say he is 20 feet away.
Yeah, I'm going to dash towards him.
I'm 25 feet away. Alright, done. You move in upon. Quick as a wink, rushing him to where he stands upon the bridge leading across. As you close the distance to where he stands, you probably upstairs.
Nice.
What's Laz doing? Anything? Bonus action?
I mean, that was my bonus action was running towards him, wasn't it?
Oh, okay. Fantastic. No, I thought that was just your movement because you didn't fucking move last. You had all your movement still.
Oh, I do. Well, then I guess double move to get him.
You're there. I mean, shit, he's
Oh.
25 feet away. It's fine.
Am I allowed to take another hit? I thought I was only allowed one attack.
You are, but if you have a bonus action, like an offhand weapon, you can totally smack him with that.
No,
If
it's a two-handed great axe. It's...
With that, it is over to me. As you come rushing in towards him, he suddenly rears about and says, "Holy shit, he's coming right at me!" But with a 2, he holds his shield up and tries to kind of hit you from the other side of it. You kind of take a moment to regard this. I don't know if you laugh at him. He looks ridiculous doing it. But this next guy, he's going to rear around on your companion. 11 and 11 plus bonus is going to be you 15. That's a hit dead on with a 15. Wherever that fucking D6 went, I don't know, but this one will do. Is going to be +2 for 6 points of piercing damage. One Gary as another strike smacks into him, scraping across your biometals and causing a bit of black fluid to leak out.
Oh shit.
From there, the little man suddenly gives out a quick fart of sparkles. And as he does, you guys hear a sudden sound of, and I doubt this is gonna work at all, but I'm gonna hope. Hang on, where is it? It's in here somewhere. Nope, that wasn't it. The guy in front of you is, you guys hear the echo of bells all around as the guy farts out, as the little man farts out sparkles. The guys in front, surrounding Gary start to walk around, disoriented some for the moment, but manage to recover a second later, both having 14 plus bonus. Not bad. That said, the little man gives a shrug, so it goes, and down below, where you guys are situated around the basin, the singular figure, stoic in his blue and white coat with a swirling pattern across it, looks across the chasm of water, the basin of water, as he glances down towards where the livestock roam around. He, a moment later, with a sweeping gesture, illuminates the place with a blue hue. As the whole of the area starts to cool down very rapidly, everybody can make me a Constitution check. Your breath becoming visible where you stand. Sorry, everyone being Sorth and Orion.
Okay. It's a check?
It is.
Oh, okay. Check or save? It's
Save. Sorry, what am I saying? Sorry.
Then you got 14.
14?
19.
Terrific, both of you. As you hold against the cold, as it starts to build up, you note that there is a bit of ice already starting to form around the chamber, dripping off of the bricks and walls, and water that is dripping down as the ice forms in places where it's still too warm for it. That's causing it to melt immediately, if you will. So the whole of the place grows very moist as well, causing even more ice to form all around. It's a really bad circle. But anyway, I don't profess to be a physics major by any stretch. I'm just making this shit up. In any event, as he does this, a moment later, he simply says, "You have one opportunity to give yourselves over. Leave the fat man to me and my devices. Your business is not with me. One opportunity. Step forth, if you please."
I'm just gonna kind of cling to Nick and pretend like I didn't hear the guy.
I give you this one chance. Dismount the fat man.
Shut up! You know what? I came here looking for some kind of god, and now I have you yelling at me and this man's testicles at my chest.
And yours at his mouth.
Well, yes, that's where they belong.
He, perturbed at this, his face growing red, visibly even at this distance. Sorth, you watch as he looks out towards where you stand and says, "So be it!" He, aims down upon you and says, "Say goodbye to all of your dear and your dear friends." And gives a wave of his hand as he blasts down upon where you reside. A sudden blizzard of cold forms and swirls around where Sorth stands amidst the deer, everything becoming perfectly illuminated as it reflects all the few bits of light into a great deal of bright, twinkling, sparkling effervescence all around you. As the whole of the space becomes a swirling mass of blizzarding cold flakes and winds, the reindeer all around you suddenly encircle you, giving out a cooing growl, if you will. As they protect you from the winds and cold, you realize that for now you're safe, but if you leave the circle of reindeer, you will be stricken by the cold winds that surround you. However, where you stand, you think you're probably a pretty easy target. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So that's Frost. His guards look towards their honcho and say, and ask what they should do. To which Frost says, "I want the little man taken in. I need someone for questioning. The other one I'll deal with myself." And he simply holds his fist tighter as he increases the winds, blasting all around to a mild maelstrom. From there, the two guards descend down, each one jumping from the catwalk down onto the platform. As each one clang, clang lands down upon the platform, they quickly rush over towards the edge. Neither are sure of what to do next, but the one looking out towards the hook says, "We need to grab that." And the one says, "Yeah, we need to grab it, but maybe who jump to the fat man?" They each kind of deliberate for a moment, and then rock, paper, scissors it. The one guy smashes, and the other one says, "Okay." He then jumps to the 15 plus bonus, grabbing a hold of the chain overhead as the whole of it jangles, with you and the fat man steadily holding down below, the massive pendulum of his fat holding you taut towards the water. You watch as you can notice, and Sorth, you can also see, even from where you're situated, as the gear, the control strains against the brake, and where there's the laborer is still standing, just frozen in the moment, unsure of what to do. But you can see that the worker dude's holding the brake in place for the spinner, and the other fellow, I mean, he's in the water and hasn't come up yet, so who's to say? That said, I believe that's me. No, it's not. It certainly is not. Camera is going to sweep up as it shows from up above. He said, actually, you know what? Fuck that noise. There's better ways to do this. What better ways, I ask you? Ha! Right there. No, never mind. That's terrible. That doesn't work at all. I had a dream. All right. Anyway, from up above, that was hard and all that. Apparently not. With a 5 plus bonus, he will surely miss. And such it is. So that was all I had left. And from there, it is over to Bjorn. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good. I'm gonna take another swing with my spiritual weapon at the coward wielding that ballista on the roof.
Google magic slits.
And 22 on that one.
That'll hit.
Oh shit.
That'll do, Candelabra. That'll do.
And 7 damage.
Bring them up to 19. Very nice. As you bring your order your candelabra to battle once again, it takes a wild swing, and Zut de l'or, I do the job. It flame broils the fellow's face, leaving a trail of wax that would leave out any kinkster out of Germany or all of Europe jealous. From there, we pan to your face as you do a what?
I remind him that a real man would be fighting on the ground, but I'm gonna call down a sacred flame to really drive the point home.
As you down below yell up towards him, he gives you the finger, and you watch as he is surprised with the sudden ignition of it. With a 9+ bonus, I'm going to assume he fails to save as you light his hand up.
It's against 13. I don't know what his bonus is there.
He will come just short by 2.
Perfect. He will take 1 damage.
Fabulous. And with that, 1 more is still 1 more. Anything else to declare, sir?
No, that's it for me.
Very nice. The camera sweeps away from the expression on Bjorn's face, showing the reflection of his companions in the distance, as you sight towards where you can see the gnomes working away upon. Once again, unleashing Hell's Bells, as it were. The one fellow rolls an 18 again, and the other a 2. Disoriented, he rolls a save, fails that, and falls off the bridge into the muck below. He rolls 4 points. The other guy makes his save, still standing where he is, as he looks back and forth. And that's it for the guy, the little gnomer dude. From there, it's over to Orion once again, down below in the basin chamber.
Okay. So I'm still hanging on him, and there's another guy on the chain now.
The old guy guffaws into your nuts and says, "Could you please dismount my head?"
Yes. Give me a second. I'm sorry about this. I'm trying to help. I don't know what to do right now. You're stuck from a chain. You're naked. You're freezing cold, and apparently, if I don't do this right, I'm gonna get cold. I don't know what that means. Just hang on. I'm sorry. If I have to kill this man up here, I really apologize. But I don't see what else I could do.
I am not going to pretend to understand this. And so it is. That's the end of his moment. You guys' moment as you're swinging along. I mean, what do you do?
I guess I will try and climb my way up him and hopefully knock that other dude off the chain.
All right, sounds good. The other dude is like on the base where you guys, the platform where you guys landed initially, working a crank.
Oh, okay. So you didn't like grab. Okay, I thought.
No, I corrected that right after I described the initial thing. I said no. They're actually. I described it like 3 separate times, so I apologize.
That's okay.
It's my bad, really.
Fine. Okay, so I'm just gonna try and climb up to where the chain is connected around his foot, and I'm gonna try and pick the lock or whatever it is, whatever mechanism it is, to try and release him and let him fall into the pool, hopefully.
That's fine. So you wriggle about for a moment, and you see on his back where he's bound together behind himself. So he's literally like Houdini'd.
Okay, yeah.
And you can see that it's a pretty simple padlock, to be honest. It looks like it's done this a couple times, kind of rusty. And immediately you think to yourself, shit, if it's too rusty, this could be a bitch to do with a set of picks as opposed to a heavy leverage unit. But you can give it a go. It's going to be a 14 or better.
Okay. Sorry, I always ask this. What is a lock picking? Is it sleight of hand?
It is sleight of hand.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna give it a try.
The thing is, it's a tool proficiency, so it's effectively it's dexterity plus proficiency.
Okay. Okay, so I rolled a 5 plus 6, so only 11. So I didn't.
As you wriggle about upon him and grab a hold of one of the tools, bringing it about, you figure to yourself, simple enough. You know the trick. It's usually a tap forward twice, hold a pin, bend a pin, thrust and a quick wriggle. That's usually it. As you hold against, you realize that it's fucking rusted as shit in the inside. And so as you try mightily to push, you fear that you might bend it. So now you're forced to kind of wriggle around, one-handed style, trying to figure the best angle to get leverage. You bring that tool out and you grab a tougher one, sticking it in, ready to go. You can spend your bonus action on it. I don't care.
Okay.
Take another crack at it.
I'll give another crack. 3 plus 6, 9.
You nearly lose the tool into the water, and you almost bash Nick in the face with a foot as you lose your footing. But you regain it as the camera pans away from your struggles to show Gary nearby. No, sorry, up above, not nearby, but up above. Over there, in fact. Hi, how are you? Oh shit, that's not working. There it is. Oh no. Gotcha. That wasn't difficult at all. Gary!
Yep.
You! In the front. This is your turn.
So
The camera swings in against the molting minotaur head as it congeals in the moonlight. The guard figure behind you as the one tumbles off the edge of the bridge. You got one guy behind you, and you got advantage on him.
how far is the jump down?
It's 18. Sorry, it's. How fast is this? That's 30 feet. So it's you'll take a d6 of damage if you jump down. What are you doing? Gary deliberates hardcore for a moment, unsure of what to do.
My bad.
The camera pans against him, showing Barium in the background, the elf on the other side.
So apparently, I failed my rush. So the only thing left to do is rush again, but this time with my sword, so they can't parry it. Or it'll be harder to parry it.
Nobody's parrying shit on my front, but you can take a swing for sure.
Like I got 17.
17?
Mm-hmm.
Hits.
11.
Good stuff. So for 11 points of damage?
Yep.
This was, that guy is, yeah, this guy right here. As he stumbles around for a moment from the sudden strike from your sword that careens off of his armor, leaving him battered and cleft in such a fashion that he steps away, the whole of his front growing red as you've clearly broken skin with the sudden strike, despite having not penetrated all the way through his armors.
By the way, Dooley?
You?
My sword has cold damage. So I just add that onto it?
It has, I'm sorry?
It has cold damage.
It has what?
Cold damage.
Oh, cold damage. Okay, yeah, fair enough. So go ahead and throw that down, actually, yeah.
Yeah, it was a +5.
So that is actually going to end him.
Nice.
As he stumbles backwards from the... where am I here? No. Right there. That's what I'm after. No, that didn't work at all. I tried. Anyway, that said, you strike into him, cleaving him such that with a blast of cold fissuring out of him like a volcano of blizzarding effect, he drops over in 2 pieces, dying out a moment later. With that said, sir. Oh yeah, you're not facing this direction. Anything else to declare?
When you had the chance.
Sorry, what's that?
I said you should have fell off the bridge when you had the chance.
As the reflection of your a reflection of the moonlight within the Minotaur's eyes off your surface gleam. From there, the camera pans on to Sorth in a crossfade showing you down below once again. As you stand encircled by reindeer on all sides, the fearsome blizzarding wind blasting and circling you from all directions. What do you do?
Okay. So, I was there when the elves explained about, their crash landing and all that. Did they explain if they sled or the reindeer flew?
As you look around, you're not quite sure for the brief moment until your eyes catch a hold of their hooves that seem to gleam with a sort of golden gilding at the edges. They look like horseshoes. So they have golden horseshoes, and as you look at them, you're fairly certain that's what you're looking at, is their ability to fly right there.
Okay. I'm gonna try to mount one of them.
Okay.
And try to knock Frost off the catwalk with it. I'm gonna charge him with a
Roll me animal handling.
I got 17.
As you jump upon it, the deer seems to rear almost like it knew what you were doing. As it pulls back into the air, it launches off its hind haunches upwards, dancing against air as it rushes up and overtop the basin, rushing out of the maelstrom with you on its back as it streaks towards Frost upon the catwalk. As he turns towards you, pureeing to sight upon your form flying at him, the deer underneath you, soaring in as barium down below what is shown up above. Hang on. Jump on. You know what? You still have your action.
Sweet.
You're gonna sail in upon Duder there. The deer seems to know to make a veer and is double moving at 40 feet a movement. So he does like a horseshoe past. So as he's flying past, you get a free hit there.
Sweet.
I shouldn't say free. It's your standard action, but you get what I mean.
Awesome. I'm gonna longbow him.
You're gonna longbow him while running? Okay, he doesn't have to horseshoe then.
Oh, actually, yeah. You know what? No. I'm gonna try and spear him. Screw it. I've never used this thing.
I think there's a bonus actually as a lance. Nobody's ever fucking jousted anything before.
Yeah, I'm gonna try that.
Flying green.
Let's look this up. I'm deadly curious. Oh, there it is. I'm like, how do I open a new? Oh shit, never mind. It's gonna take me forever to find anything like this. I was pretty sure there was specific rules for it, but whatever.
Maybe not.
Anyway, where are we then?
I rolled I rolled a 6 to hit.
As you come rushing in towards, you pull the spear out off your back, charging towards your opposition, riding as fiercely as you are with it under your arm, doing your best to hold it steady. You realize, wow, I really haven't done this in a while. And as you come hurtling towards your opposition, you sail past it. The deer leaving sparkles as it gallops furiously, almost sidelong as you come around with that massive spear and swing, hitting nothing but air. As you fly past, a streak of sound, sight, sparkles, and incredible Christmas spirit. As you blast past upon that deer, hitting nothing heroically. The camera pans away from you and shows Barium up above. Hang on, bonus action? You got a bonus action? You can pull a bonus action. Bonus action? Anything? Anything to declare? Sorth? Anything? Anything? Bonus action? No?
Nope.
Barium, what's going on?
Alright, so there's another guy in front of Gary, right?
So long as this game goes, there's always gonna be another guy. This is why we play. There's always another guy.
I want to take aim at him.
It never ends!
Good. The way I like it. I want to take aim at him with the crossbow.
Right, terrific stuff. You clack clack and fire away.
Roll a 17.
Is it in there? A 17 will hit.
And it's 9 damage. 9 piercing.
Points. 9 is an excellent number. It's the loneliest number.
You hit, bro. Good job.
Yeah, finally.
It's a victory.
Yeah.
Do I have this guy down yet? No. I don't.
We don't even know what he is.
Sorry, you're hitting the guy up above. What am I saying? Sorry, which one are you hitting?
There's another guy near Gary, right?
No, both of those guys are dead. Sorry, the one's down below in the mud. He's not dead. But the other guy, he's toast. And then there's the guy up above. Oh, not that guy. That guy.
Alright. Well, that's the guy I'm targeting then.
Right on. Good talking. How much damage was that, sir?
It was 9 damage.
Right on. 9 damage. That's right. So this one guy taking the loneliest damage that there is because he is the last guy left. At 9 damage, bringing him to 22 as the bolt sails through his shoulder and blasts him sidelong from where he stands at the helm of those ballistic controls, standing sidelong from the ethereal weapon that floats about nearby him. You do that with your crossbow. And anything else declare, sir?
I'd like to create and use my bonus to create an Eldritch Cannon, the Force Ballista.
Well, I mean, if I may, sir, there is only one dude left, and he's got half health, if less.
So you're saying I should just trust Bjorn to do like 50 damage, like he usually does?
If Bjorn farts successfully in his direction, the guy will drop. Just saying,
all right.
He's not long for
convinced
this
me.
world. I'm being a friendly DM here.
I trust Bjorn. He's got this.
Right on. That said, baby, tell me of your heroism. No, hang on, wait a minute. Sorry, from Barium to Laz. Over there. What up? Hey, you're over there. Hey, how you doing?
All right. Is that the nearest bad guy in front of me, or is that Gary?
I mean, you know, yes. But otherwise, there is the dude down below.
So that's Gary in front of me right there, right?
That's Gary in front of you, and you know that there was a guy that got knocked off the edge, and you can actually see him from where you're situated, wriggling around 30 feet below you in the mud.
Yeah, let's go land on his ass.
All right, terrific.
What am I rolling to leap down on him?
I mean, it's an attack roll at advantage.
All right. I definitely ain't taking the first one. There we go. I liked it a lot better. 19.
All right. You swan dive down upon his ass, landing with both feet directly upon him. He crunches underneath you. He's going to take a point of damage, or sorry, a d6 of damage there. plus a d6 of damage for your ass. So 2d6.
So you got 3 on the first one.
Meanwhile, you can take a point of damage, which is half of 3.
I'm sorry, 8 points of damage, which is half of.
You take a point, one.
Oh,
sorry,
a point.
1 point of damage, half of 3. Round it down and whatnot.
And you need my roll for the damage on him, right?
Yes, sir.
So 2d6 is 4 plus 3, 7. I don't know if it matters. I mean, I don't know what it is. I mean, given that it's different than if I'm raging and the other stuff. So
That guy's crushed as you land upon him and fold him over himself, as a matter of fact. From there, as he snaps like a carrot underneath your impact, you sight upon a large hole in the side of this place ahead of you, hewn slightly from the wall as a natural cave, but clearly masoned just inside.
Yeah, so I had seen this before when I like completely flubbed my first attack and fell down on my back and waved hello to Orion when I was down on the ground. Yeah, I'm gonna head in there now because I think I've kind of done all the damage that I can help with outside. I can't climb walls, so
That sounds fine. You do that and rush inside the dark tunnel ahead of you. From there, the camera pans to Ballista guy up above. He is gonna disengage and run away from the arcanic fucking candelabra that's kicking his ass and has nearly killed him.
Howard.
He is gonna run across to the area to the hatch at the back of this place. That didn't really matter until this guy needed it. Oh, gross. There we are. That's that. He's gonna disappear through there. So that's him. Leaving you guys hanging out here. So that's really that there. All right, cool. Yeah, no, that's all the dudes there. Gummer's gonna crossfit from there to show down below as Mr. Frost, angry as he is, with the maelstrom that he's formed, he is gonna leap down from that catwalk to the platform and run over towards the edge, where you're working away on the lock, and he says, "Get off here!" And with a 14 plus bonus, bringing them to 19 versus, 20 versus your AC, he is going to hit for. What the fuck did I keep doing? D6s. 5 and 5 for 5 plus 2 for 7 points of slashing damage, and then 5 points of cold damage as he whips out across the water with a cold ice whip that snaps against where Orion's situated upon Santa's flab.
Fuck, that hurts.
As there's a loud crack through the air that sounds akin to lightning, he shrieks out towards his guards. Should have made a little tactical map, I feel like. I'm looking at this going, where can I put it? Put it on top of that. It's supposed to be huge. Huge. The gnomish fellow, he's gonna shout out, "Don't worry, Nick! We'll get you out of here!" The fat man blubbers out, "Do what you have to. I need my hands free, and then these bad boys will pay." And from there, the camera pans to show were his guards doing? I'm trying to remember here. I suppose they're gonna be both working in towards where you guys are. You know what? They're situated at the edge of the platform, making their way down a ladder towards the Maelstrom when all this takes place. So at this point, I suppose they're making their way back up towards where the basin is. The one having descended halfway, the one stands next to the basin trying to grab a hold of you. That's right. Yeah, they were trying to figure out how to grab Santa from at range there. And the other one was hanging off of the chain, having grabbed a hold of it. That's right. Okay, cool. Now that I fucking remember, the one guy hanging on is going to attempt to attack upon you. At disadvantage, he nearly loses grip as he slides against the chain, being as cold as it is and moistened as it is. He ends up suspending off of Santa's feet. Santa grunts in pain, and you watch as a little bit of like sparkling sort of rainbow effervescence drips from where the chains tightly hold against his legs. As he grunts and groans in pain, the camera pans against you guys, all swinging back and forth as the fellow tries his damnedest to assault upon you without falling into the water. The guy on the shoreline, or the platform, doesn't stick around. He tries to descend down to where the Maelstrom is, and then seeing that there's no way to penetrate upon is stymied. So he's down below. That's me. It's over to Bjorn. Hi.
Let's see. So everyone outside is gone. I'm gonna run towards the door and bang on it and yell to let me in.
As you do this, rushing in upon the front door, you can see somebody poking their head out from the nearby tent. And as he looks upon you, he says, "What's all this then going on? What's all the chaos? Can you tell me, holy man?"
A winter storm has gripped the area. I'm here to clear it.
He fumbles around for a moment and he throws something towards you.
I try and catch it.
As it comes towards you, you note it's small, metal. It's a key. You recognize almost easily enough. As you catch a hold of it without any difficulty, as he lobs it, I should say, towards you, not throws it, but lobs it towards you. You catch it easily enough, and he simply points towards the door. "Have at ye then, if it'll mean putting a silence to this." And he huddles back into his tent. As you look towards the door, you can see the hole where it's supposed to go easily enough.
I say thank you and I try and unlock the door with the key.
Oh, that's the wrong one. The lock easily turns over as you feel several large gears turning at the behest of your one deft twist.
Perfect. Is the door does it look like a push door or a pull door?
It's a pull door.
Ah, okay. Well, I'll pull the door open then.
You do so. The door swings open wide.
And
inside, you see a maelstrom suddenly burst out, winds blasting against you as the cold of so many winters explodes out of the barn. You see several reindeer and the strange colors of the northern lights seeming to dance around all about.
I'm gonna kind of cover my face from the wind and push in.
You do so. Your clothing whips about as you roll Constitution.
18.
You expertly, like a stalwart lighthouse on the coast facing the storm, move in towards... Oh, lighthouses don't move. Towards the storm, into the maelstrom. Anyway, so you go in. Camera pans again to show the gnome's house down below. who looks about to and fro and says, "Hey, everybody, time to go." And with that, he puts his nose to his fucking finger to his nose and gives a quick blast of sparkles out his ass end. The sparkles dance around in a little ring, and he says, "Everybody in the ring, and we'll teleport to the same fucking place because let's get this show going." At that, he disappears into his hat and appears in the other map that I haven't generated. And that's his turn. Meanwhile, on the other front, the one says, "Hey, it's nice of you to show up." And the one that appears says, "Hey, it's going to be here." With that said, they rush forth into battle like a pair of vicious dogs. And we're going to use this raccoon for the other gnome because I don't give a fuck. And because we don't even have a map, I'm just going to leave him right there to just show that I gave enough of a shit. With that said, shit and stuff happens. And that shit and stuff is going to be great because the one gnome that has an action remaining is going to run across and he's going to do a thing. I'm not really sure what that thing is going to be. Maybe he's going to go after Frost. You know what? That's what he's going to do. He's going to rush in and he's going to say, "This is for Nicholas. I've had enough of your shit year after year. It's the same old bullshit." And he jumps through the air. With a 12 plus bonus, he takes a wild swing towards Frost, who just grabs him by the throat.
Oh.
Easily suspending the little diminutive legs just flickering back and forth as he tries his damnedest to get released, but he just can't against Frost's icy death grip. As he's held suspended, Frost simply looks across at where the lot of you stand, and he looks down at the little diminutive figure, the other gnome. Or is it elf? Or dwarf? You're not even sure. But he says, "What do you think you're going to do to me? You!" And he simply throws him aside as you watch him just hurtle away and smash into a wall nearby. His little broken body coming to a still. And then slowly stir, showing that he's at least still alive. Frost looks upon the lot of you as the camera pans against his face. And, Orion, what do you do?
I'm gonna be shivering clearly after that last strike.
With a tool in hand that you've nearly lost, you're sure this is going to be heavy enough. You can try to snap open Nicholas's hands.
I'm gonna do it this time.
Alright.
Well, once I'm fucking through with this shit lock, you're fucking dead, Jack! Fuck!
It's a 14.
With a 14, you expertly give it a twist and a bit of leverage enough that it snaps open. The lock unleashes the U-bolt releasing from the pad. From there, you sit suspended as you pull your hand away from the lock and your skin sticks slightly to the metal, pulling apart and tucking the tool back in your wrist holder. Or whatever the fuck holder you have, I don't know.
Sounds good. I like a wrist holder.
I don't know if you ever played Thief, but he had like his tools in the wrists.
Yeah, it is a wrist.
Okay.
Pull them out. Makes sense, right?
So that said, though, you still have technically bonus action and movement. Although movement would be kind of just like you jump off of Nick. Or you clamber, but there's the guy in point B.
Well, I'm assuming now that his hands are free, he can probably get himself out, correct?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna jump off with him then.
Alright.
And try and... I'm pissed off at Frost, so I'm gonna go after him.
I'll let this go with an acrobatics as you leap from St. Nick.
Okay. 11 plus 6, 17.
Cool. As you grab a hold of the chains and do your best not to really like rely on St. Nick, but you can't really help it. You thrust yourself off of his flab, backflipping such that you land on the platform a moment later. As you roll to a halt, expertly standing at the edge of the basin, sorry, you guys see as over in the corner a couple snowmen hold up placards, 9.6, 7.6, 10. That guy's a fan. From there, St. Nick swivels about a little bit as his arms slowly come free, and you can hear the cracking of his bones underneath, and they sound like, if you will, if you can imagine the sound of like icebergs breaking. And come on. That's what I'm after. I think that's what I'm after. We're gonna find out shortly if this is what I'm after.
Just go with it.
As the camera pans against Nick, his fat ass self hanging pathetically off of that chain, his beard sopping wet with icicles, his form simply dripping, naked, bruised, and his arms come free, and he simply puts his finger to his nose. And a moment later, you guys watch as the whole of him disappears from the end of the chain as it just stunk, and the whole of the chain simply snaps as though, you imagine a weight suddenly being released off of it, and it reacts backwards. The fellow tries his damnedest to make a dexterity save with an 8+ bonus, but it's no good. The chain whips back and smacks him in the face for 5 points of horrifying damage, breaking his nose, and he loses 3 teeth as they smash out of his face, and he dangles backwards for a moment, hanging in midair, before arcing downwards and splashing into the water, unceremoniously disappearing from view a moment later. As he sinks away unconscious, the camera pans around as the gnomes suddenly start to whisper for a moment before they too disappear, and one after the next, each of the reindeer disappeared.
Oh, great.
The camera pans against the whole of you guys inside as you wait, watching this all occur in the span of a moment that seems like so much the forever.
Do I fall off?
Were you hanging on to him? Sorry, did you make it?
No, I was riding the reindeer.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. So, as the last one comes upon you, right? You, with the reindeer, suddenly find yourself at the lead of several in front of a large sleigh. And you can see a large, fat, naked man holding a sack and an armload of laundry as he walks in towards the sleigh. And you can hear a blustering wind in the distance. And as you look about for a moment, you realize that you're just outside to the back of the whole of the place. As you, sorry, I guess I can set that up, couldn't I? Yeah. Sort of thing. Oh, that's not gonna work. We'll do it like this. Cool. So, as it were, you find yourself at the head of, where the fuck did I put here? Head of this thing. As you can dismount and check it out if you want, but it's a giant sleigh. It really is. Can you tell? No, you can't really tell for shit. But there you go. See, it's got little curly things. So it's legit. But anyway, as you look upon the thing and Santa comes in towards where you're situated, he looks towards you and says, "Oh, didn't think I was gonna get out of that. Look at me, I'm shriveled." Oh. The camera pans against the scene of him standing there as suddenly, down below, Frost looks about perturbedly and seems to be reacting not so good. But we'll get to that in a minute. As That was Orion's turn, and we still have Gary. What up, Gary? You're situated outside? Right there.
Is the fight over?
The fight might be over.
Is there any hostiles in my...
Not in the immediate region.
It looks like it's over for me at least. Let me pick up my head real quick.
You absolutely can. You collect your head.
It's amazing. I look at all the corpses and start doing my thing.
That's fair. It's disgusting, but somebody has to do it. Actually, nobody really has to do it, but you choose to.
The public service.
Who are the real heroes here? We're not sure. But
Hero, obviously.
It isn't us.
I'm saving
it.
lives, or maybe taking them.
You're doing your thing. The camera's gonna sweep from Gary to Sorth, who is coming in upon where he is situated next to Santa. A fat, naked red man holding his laundry. As he throws a big red bag into the back of the sleigh, he starts to get himself dressed, dropping the laundry to the ground and slowly putting on his boots and pants and whatnot, and then throwing on a shirt and coat, and finally giving a heavy sigh of satisfaction as he puts on a hat. Do you say anything during this time?
Yeah, I'm gonna say we gotta go back. The fight's not over yet.
He looks at you and says, "Oh, I know. The fight is ever eternal. For the spirit of Christmas, it is an ever risked thing." And he gives a shake of his head. "But we fight the good fight. Ha ha. Ho ho. What do you mean? What's not over?" And he looks at you confusedly.
What? I'm gonna look back confused. I'm like, what? What did you just banter on about?
And he says to you, but to banter is to enjoy one's time and bide it so with your friends and all the while that one can. Such is the way that it should be, for the spirit of man knows no bounds. Now, what was your issue?
We gotta go back and, kill Frost.
Yes, of course, Frost.
Yeah. I'm gonna try and get the reindeer to go.
That fool will stop at nothing to bring down the spirit of Christmas with his cold, cold ways and his terrible conservative traditions. When only mine is the one that should matter! And his mustache suddenly flares out with crazy bursts of flame as he looks upon you. My elves need to survive! And my mission will never be complete. For year on, people the world over need their Christmas cheer. And his mustache suddenly settles down and the flames die away. And it all goes back to a white beard. And he says, "Now what was your issue?"
Alright, I'm gonna stop talking to him and I'm gonna try and get the reindeer to fly again.
As you rush over towards the reindeer, they each burble and guffaw, and the one paws at the ground awkwardly as you come towards it, and says, "No, dude, I don't know you anymore. I'm part of the cool crowd now again." But shit was real, yo. Catch you around, home slice.
Call me.
Fine, I'll do this myself.
He'd do this, but he doesn't have fingers. He has a host, so he's kind of like, yo, yeah. Anyway.
Rejected by a reindeer. Didn't see that coming.
Christmas spirit, baby.
Yeah.
Could have brought some jerky.
Oh, there's gonna be jerky tonight.
Right on. So that's. I don't know. What do you want to do, Sorth?
Is there another way I can find to get back into the building?
I mean, totally. Like, you just be like, "Yo, Bjorn, what up, brother?" And he'd be like, "Yo." Oh, yeah. Yo. So he's like, you're there. And he's there.
Oh, he's there. Okay.
Oh, I'm right there.
So there's Santa. He's like, "What up, guys?" And you're like, "No, I'm done with you, Santa." And he's like, "No, come back. I love you."
We
Anyway,
literally just saved his ass and he's just running away. Motherfucker.
I know. So much for the
You're
present.
promised
Where's
a
our
present.
presents? What the fuck? I have 2 health.
He's still not running away. He just needed an explanation. He doesn't understand.
Okay.
He's not in his own world.
All
It's
right.
okay.
Bjorn, you're the talkative one. Talk to Santa. Explain everything.
And so that happens, I'm assuming?
Yes.
You give him a rundown.
All right.
Sorry, who am I talking to?
You're right beside us, right? So you can talk to Santa.
Who is this Santa? The fat man we were saving?
Yes, he's the
or-
fat man we were saving.
Ah.
They call him
Ah.
Santa.
Santa, are you safe?
As camera pans against to show him in the distance. He looks towards you and says,
Holy shit.
I have never been better.
I don't know if he's very safe, dude. Look at him.
I have seen many great things. But so be it that the spirit of man such as yours
Santa did some cocaine, bro.
is uncompared. It's really uncompared, guys! Really good job! Now be like, excuse me, I gotta deliver. Lots of gifts.
My friends inside, are they okay?
No! They're in grave danger, and my business is concluded, so we should go and save them. I should think. Ha ha! Ho ho!
Yes. Yes, we should.
He
I'm
walks
just
in
gonna face
along.
palm.
He walks in along towards you guys and looks down towards you. Come, little lizard man, this way. Let us be full of spirit and cheer for those in need. And as he walks towards you, he says, "Remember, the more expensive the present, the harder the elves have to work, and the better it is for the economy." And he walks past you towards where the doorway is to the whole of the workshop, and he shrinks slightly, ever so slightly, to fit into the area ever so easily. And as he does, the maelstrom carries with him towards where you're all situated inside, swirling around you for the brief moment as it hits cold against your skin and warm upon your wounds and seems to almost suture away the damage upon you, healing everybody to the tune of 8 points of damage.
Even me, who's outside?
Yeah, why not? A couple bits of breeze hit you, you're good. Gust. Whatever. You too, Laz, you're good.
All right. Oh, I was in the hole.
So yeah, you know what? There's a bit of a draft that hits upon your ankles. You're good. 8 points. It's fine.
I'm a big fan of Christmas Dually.
It's only this once. Next session we're screwed.
That's the cheer and spirit, right? That's what it's about. Anyway,
We're all dead next session.
with that,
TPK is coming.
oh yeah, you know it. But in due course, gentlemen. I don't think there's any more guards though, if I'm not mistaken. And as you guys are standing around, Santa comes out of the place and he looks about, and you guys can see that there's a bit of a crowd that is formed in the whole of this place. If you remember, this is a shanty town. So there's a whole crowd of people that have formed around. And the one guy that threw you the key, he sticks his head out from within the tent and he looks up towards, "What is this?" As he looks upon the massive stature of the huge fat man standing next to Bjorn. This is to scale.
This is Santa.
And the crowd just kind of, ooh, all in unison at this. And Santa simply bellows out, "Whoa, whoa, whoa." A couple of the city guard come towards him, but not in anger, but in awe, as they approach upon the massive fat figure in his red suit, and the crowd seems to part to allow the whole of you guys the space as the fat man simply walks over towards his sleigh and brings about his red sack. And he places the red sack down upon where he looks upon all of you guys. Nope, those are correct. I had a red bag in mine here, so let's alright. I don't know where it went. You know what? Jesus. It's gonna be oh, that's not good. That didn't work at all. But it's in a big Rastafarian bag. Oh my god, wow, work with me. There we are. Camera swings back, shows him there. Hey, hey, there. How you doing? Right on. Head out of there. This is for kids. Anyway, so never mind. It involves kids, so we're gonna need the booze. So that said, he pulls out the sack, puts it down in front of himself, and eyes over towards the crowd. He starts to pull little packages out and throws them out. Multicolored boxes that swing out in a massive sweeping arc, and you hear, "Ow! Ow! That hurt! Oh my god! Oh wow! Look what I got!" One after the next, as each and every one of them opens up their packages after rubbing their heads or arms or whatnot, or consoling their children who get swatted with these giant flying packages. Each one of them receiving some strange object of some value or use, as each one of them regards their sudden gift.
Dungeon Master got attacked.
Yep.
Kids heard Santa was back.
I don't think this is how they pictured him.
Must protect him.
Someone take the fireball away from Rick.
What fireball?
Look at Santa. I actually kind of wish the elves had switchblades.
Instead of magic hats.
Yeah.
So you're taking his sleigh, right?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Oh yeah,
totally.
I want that reindeer.
And the sack.
dude. If we could tie that onto the frame, we'll be fucking set. Hook up a couple of reindeer.
Yeah.
So by the way, I've been like unboxing the shit that got sent to me by my buddy that's printing things for me. See if I can get a good.
Oh,
distance.
sweet.
Oh, beholder.
That's the not the beholder. That's the spectator. From you know, I've got that. I've got the flame skull from
Oh,
Lost
sure.
Mines. I really got to get the SLA printer. This shit's fucking tight. Like my stuff couldn't print fine stuff like that. I mean, there's the Grick. Like it's hard to see all the spikes on the back, but they're really well done.
I'm willing to pay you to print my character.
It's not paying, man. Just buy your character, send it over, and I'll ship it.
I'll pay for the shipping.
Well,
And
there
the
you go.
work.
And that's the owl bear.
Oh, that's cool.
That's lit.
How's the fidelity on it?
It's you know what I'm amazed for if you had switched over to like SLA for how nice they get. I mean, you can. It's hard to see on the Grick. Not on the Grick, on the Nothic, like how like fine they got the spikes on the back, whereas my printer couldn't do that. This is definitely like SLA with really good material. Just fantastic.
Very cool. Let's wrap this up real quick. As the crowd slowly starts to disperse, satisfied with their gifts and fearing further bludgeoning, it begins to empty out. as the camera pans against a lot of you, situated as you are. The maelstrom dies down, dissipating as mist rolls through. A lot of you guys assembling in front of this massive man. And as he looks down towards you across from his beard, his white hair matted with blood, ice, dirt, and sand, his saddened yet resolute and sparkling eyes sit over rosy cheeks that refuse to quit. As he smiles broadly at you as you approach, he looks upon you and says, "So ho! It is that, you have made it to a Christmas special. And so it is. You'll receive that which you want most for Christmas. Let's start with you. You adorable bouncing mountain boy. Look at how you've grown." And he gives you a slap on the shoulder, you massive Goliath figure, made diminutive as your head, in fact, if not your whole torso, could be palmed by this massive, fat, giant man. As he claps against you in a feeling, in a warm manner, he looks deeply into you and says, "What is it that you want most for Christmas?" And as you look at him, you have no idea what Christmas is, but for some reason, you feel like you could tell him your innermost desire and feel better for it. What is the thing that Laz wants most for Christmas?
Laz would love some talisman or ring of defense would be fantastic.
As you're suddenly reminded of your early training days, you had one of your favorite instructors who would teach you daily about the ways of dodging and defense from your youngest years. You have scant memories of, but you have certainly emotional memories, warm and enlightening memories of being shown new and exciting ways of avoiding being struck. But that fellow passed away long ago, died in battle as one might in your line and lineage. And so as you stand there wishing for this, you watch as Santa simply reaches with a somber smile into his pocket and pulls out a necklace of teeth upon it. And he says, "That's not to ask how or why, but I'm sure you can appreciate this." He simply gives a shake and holds forth a necklace of the fellow's teeth and says, "He won't be needing them where he is." And he gives us a smile and a nod as he holds them forth.
Thank you, Santa.
As you take the necklace, which counts as like bracers of defense, but it's a necklace. I think that's 2 or 1. I think it's 2, isn't it?
I would have to look it up.
Yeah, just look up bracers of defense and then copy it over to necklace of defense. You can give me a name and some history, and that's the guy's teeth. What else?
Hardcore.
As the fellow, as the reflection of Santa in your eyes looks up towards the rest of your companions, he looks over towards the Dragonborn and says, "Aha! You've been curious of so many grand things since you're such a young age. Oh, tell me, what is it that you seek?" And he looks upon your stature as you look upon him. And again, you have no idea what the fuck he's on about, but you feel like you can tell him your innermost desires and feel better for it. What is it that Barium wants for Christmas more than anything else?
Santa, you're a master crafter.
I like that. Anyhow, sir, you were saying?
Santa, I adore you as a master crafter. I wish to one day be as good as you, but as for now, I would want nothing more than a staff to cast my magics with.
As he gives you a glance and says, "Ha! Leave it to a player to expect the OP." And he reaches into his sack and pulls out a staff of spell storing. He holds it aloft for a moment and then hands it to you. It's got 4 levels of spells.
Thank you, Santa.
He says, "May your dungeon master regret this for eternity." Ho 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 ho!
What's Dungeon Master?
As the camera pans against the Gary unit, and you just hear this voice go off, and nearby everyone's just kind of wondering, what the fuck's Christmas? I mean, Jesus. As the camera pans against Sorth, where you stand next to the reindeer, one of them nudges you towards, and Santa catches a hold of you out of the corner of his eye, and as he ogles you over that one rosy cheek, he then turns his whole massive bearded head to face upon you, that huge fucking billboard of a smile and beard, as he looks at you and says, "What about you, my lizardly friend? You've been instrumental as any other. What is it that you want most for Christmas?"
Oh man, I'm torn between a reindeer. That was pretty sweet. But I'd probably end up eating it, so that won't go well. I would like a stronger bow.
He gives a nod at this, and he says, "Imagine this bow. Imagine it as no other. Imagine it as your own, my lizardly friend. Imagine it as it were in your wildest dreams." And as you do this, you watch as one of the elves walks in aside Santa, holding that bow in all its aesthetics and glory and whatever coat of paint, but it's just a +1, and it does 1d6 of cold damage. So that is a short bow. Or hang on, did you ask for a longbow? You asked for a better bow. Okay, longbow. All right, fine. So longbow it is. This is 1d10 plus 1d6 of cold damage.
Thanks.
Hang on, is that longbow or is it d8?
Longbow is D8.
Oh, okay, there you go. So d8 and a d6.
Damn.
As the camera pans against the sight of Sorth taking a regal, gorgeous, fuck knows what he imagined bow, the camera pans against Gary as Santa simply walks towards you.
Wait, I got inside?
This is outside now. So the camera pans against Gary as he stands across from Santa, and he walks in towards you, saying, "And what about this? This right here? Ha ha ha! Would that I could create something like this in my workshop, hey?" And you hear some mumbling from the elves in the background. It says, "He'd like to replace us, I'm sure. Oh, look at that. Oh, yeah. Just build an whole labor force right there, yeah. Make a whole bunch of them, I'm sure. Dick." So, the camera pans against Santa as he continues on, completely clueless of this. As he looks upon you, and he takes off the minute, he mends the neck upon your shoulders there, just with a quick swipe of his fingers as it straightens out.
Got what?
So he straightens out the stump of your neck, like where it was busted, and then he reaches with the other hand into his sack, and he pulls out a little head, and he dunk puts it on Gary. And as Gary looks over towards you guys, he looks like Brent Spiner. With full emotions and everything. As you smile, frown, grimace, and all. He then holds up a mirror and then puts it in front of you.
Mirror.
Need more data.
And then I'll pull out my short sword and just go like,
Stab yourself in the face.
yeah.
You scratch across it, and you guys watch as he brutally maims this face, carving against it. And as he does, you guys watch as the face actually is still metallic in all its features. And as the sparks ricochet off it left, right, and center, and he causes gouges in it, the biometals still begin to suture a moment later. As the whole of his face starts to heal itself, such that he still has the ability to frown, smile, and whatnot. I should say,
Impossible mechanics.
ho ho, but the
Must
power
examine
of
further.
Christmas fuels this great invention. Ho ho, enjoy! And his massive face is just in front of your tiny head. Your head is like the size of his nose as he lowers himself to congratulate you on this that you're just like fucking freaking out about. As your face is like going through all sorts of expressions. You're paralyzed in the moment, doing your best to kind of like gouge it off to no avail.
You will be placed under level 3 threat level. Please be aware.
Santa gives you a nod. I would expect no less. Ha ho ho ho. And he looks over towards Bjorn. Ah! And he simply holds up a hand. And what do you want for Christmas, my stalwart soldier of the sea?
I would like some new plate armor so I could better serve and defend the Valkyr's flock.
He gives a nod at this. And so shall you have it. And he looks over towards some of his elves as one of them looks up and, huh? No, get the armor. And they all suddenly scurry off a moment later, showing up with a long box that they bring out towards you. And they lower it down, and the one snaps it open. And as it falls open, you can see that there's inside a replete set of plate mail gleaming away, with nice hinging at strategic corners and bends. The whole of it has a filigree of a striped pattern with a slight red tinge, making it candy cane striped, quite literally, all across it. Santa looks at you and says, "It grants immunity to cold."
Thank you. I'll make good use of this gift.
I thought you were going to say immunity to COVID.
That shit just mutates and keeps on going. So point being, no, we'll do our best. George Carlin actually called it agency. Let's face it. Where was I though? And finally the campaigns against the ever so tiny figure who stands amidst you all, comparatively speaking to massive Santa, as he looks down towards you and says, and you, my original savior. And he simply lowers himself down to one knee. And as he does so, he's still humongous next to you. As he stands there and, where the fuck are you and all this? I don't even know. Oh, I think you're right here. Hi.
I'll just kind of have my head down, kind of nervous.
He says,
not sure what to think of this man.
What is it you would like, little man, for Christmas this year?
Listen, I know I'm not the best person, but you know, I had this friend, Captain Blackpowder, and his ship went down, and he was attacked by a rampaging flock of dolphins at sea and sunk in it. And he had this beautiful firearm. And I just I wish I could get that back from him to remember him. You know, just something to remember him by.
Santa gives you a nod, and he says, "Ho ho, but you've been a special boy this year." And he gives his wrists a little bit of a rub. "You've been a special boy." And he gives you a quick wag, and puts his hand down into the sack, and fishes it around for a moment, and then he pulls it out empty, and then he puts his hand in his jacket and pulls out a large musket pistol.
I'm surprised you didn't ask for his balls.
He was already holding on to him long enough. You got his bill. I knew I had one. And as he holds it aloft, he suddenly flips it around, and he offers it in towards you.
That's it. That's his musket.
I can't make it pop out like the cheesy old games, but anyway. So you grab a hold of that.
I'll take it from him gently and look in awe at it.
Like the day it was forged at the smith.
I don't know how you did this, but thank you. Thank you, yes.
Oh, but thank the elves. It's their talents that bring this forth. Remember, the more fancy, more powerful, more valuable the treasure that one gifts, the better for the economy. And you watch as his mustache kind of flares for a moment, and the camera pans out, and somewhere in the distance, a forest just catches on fire and burns to the ground. And then it zips back into where you guys are standing as you look upon each other. And as Frost has been pressed back and looks upon you guys from his workshop, he just looks out towards you guys and everything else, then finally teleports away. As you guys are like, wait, what happened to him? And that was it. Like, he looked at everything happening as St. Nick disappeared away, looked at his guards, looked at the whole of the warehouse, and fuck this, we'll clean up in the morning.
Fair enough.
Point being, though, as the camera pans against the lot of you, and you take the pistol from him, he is shown situated in his sleigh once again, as he shouts out, "It has been my pleasure to be here, although I will be excused for saying I hope this doesn't happen again. For every year I seem to land here, at least for some reason. For some shitty writing or another. I bid you adieu, ho ho ho." And so he just, fucks off. On Dancer, on Dasher, on Prancer, on Vixen, on Commandant Cupid, on Dasher and Blitzen. And so it is. With that said, as you guys all look upon your gear, and Bjorn comes out, stunk, 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 gleaming of red and silver. He looks regal and ridiculous. Ridiculous. But it's it's a neat aesthetic, I imagine. With that, Sean, would you like what you hate? What's your preference least?
Was that me?
Yeah.
Couldn't hear anything.
Yeah, man.
No, this was a really good distraction. It was a lot of fun. It was nice to actually not fail critically and have that go sideways. I will say that it is a little interesting that I'm gonna have to figure out what the hell to do with these bracers, because my AC is higher than if I take them off and put those. Fucking Santa.
Oh, you know what? Hang on. That's because they're. Wait, I have no idea why that is, but maybe it's because they're bracers. Maybe if they're a necklace, maybe it'll treat them differently.
We'll see. But no, other than that, like this was awesome. It was a lot of fun. It was very good. And as you said, it's my first time experiencing a Dooley Christmas experience, so it was good. It was a lot of fun.
We're done. Rick, what'd you like? What'd you hate? What was released?
Yeah, I loved the Christmas aspect because I mean, it kind of changed our story a little bit. It was fun. It was in the holiday spirit. The fact we all got a wish was nice, and also like that bottle of Fireball I see in your camera there.
Yeah, it's good shit. Mixed up with other stuff, it's especially nice. Does the job. Does the job. We're done. Alex, what'd you like? What'd you hate? What was your least? What'd you like least? Tongue was moist there. I was gonna spit all over myself.
Could hear it.
No, the other Alex.
I'll be first, Alex.
No, Alex too.
You can go first.
No, I go in the order. I'm going in.
You can't even call him the bearded one because like they both have the same length of beard.
Right? Freshly shaven.
Make it hard for you guys.
I don't care. Whatever. Maybe you guys should both go at the same time, just because you guys just talk at the same time. That's it. But no, seriously though. Whoever. Now I don't care. Somebody go.
I love Santa at the end there. Just I was just sitting here laughing at the insanity of that whole character and the massive miniature, and it was just hilarious. And then I like that we all got a little present.
Presents are good.
Before we get our shit kicked in.
That's always a risk. Always a risk.
I'm sure I'm gonna look stylish walking around in candy cane armor.
It'll look good with the ballista through it,
It'll deflect ballistas like nothing.
One day you'll live that down. That day's not today, but one day.
Merry Christmas.
Right? And now Alex too.
I love that I got to ride a reindeer. I thought that was pretty sweet. Definitely added to it.
Right on.
I like other Alex said, the Santa was hilarious. It kind of blew my mind when he was just like ranting on about nothing. I'm like, what? Like, what? What's going on here? But overall, that whole like mini campaign there was pretty sweet. It was well done, and I love that we all got upgraded gear at the end.
Yeah, you got two heads. You got emotions now too. You don't know what to do.
No, it's just a facial structure.
You're in denial, I see.
Barium's gonna have to teach him facial expressions, what they mean.
It's like when Data got the emotions chip, right?
Yeah.
We're done. And Ben, what'd you like? What'd you hate? What was your favorite part? And what'd you like least?
It was pretty fun missing all those shots.
I mean, that was my favorite part.
Yeah.
Even Rick hit one tonight.
Yeah. What a change.
With Santa, I like how he gave me some stuff. That was pretty cool. I kind of wanted to kill him though. Still.
I was wondering. I was very suspicious of that.
If I could, I would have definitely taken off his face.
It's a big fucking face.
I'm
You'd be
pretty
wearing
sure
this
he could
fucking
live without
tent
me.
of a face.
I'd use it as like a cape.
Burqa. You'd be wearing it as a burqa. Anyway.
Jerry just stabs Santa in front of all the elves.
Right on. No, we already heard from you. Cody. What'd you like? What'd you hate? What's your favorite disease?
I liked it all in general. It was good. Jack is a dick. I still want to kill him, but you know, maybe next year. No, I just liked I liked Santa's character. How he's just jolly throughout the whole thing. That wasn't really all there. He just laughing away. And I liked how he Black Powder's pistol in the bottom
Yeah,
of the sea somehow.
Captain Black Powder, eh?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, that's cool. Yeah. And is he gonna find Captain Blow 'em Up's grenades later? Is he gonna find Captain Cut 'em All's like sword +3?
No, nothing else. No.
No, are you sure?
I'm sure. Yeah, I don't have any more friends.
One's my limit. That's all I can do. You know, I'm the same way. I can relate. I don't know who all you people are, but we're done. I like getting through it. It's kind of the thing. I don't know how many times I've tried to run a holiday special and it just goes overrun. As you can see, there wasn't much more to it, but there was 2.5 hours more to it.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things about role-playing games. But yeah, I'm glad we got through it as much as we did. In the aftermath, the one guard that was remaining in this place waits till you guys are all gone as he hid in a closet. Finally gets out and manages to make his way away to alert the rest of the place of what happened here tonight.
Interesting.
Meanwhile, I actually managed to make it through the whole session without handing out a candy cane weapon. But I did hand out candy cane armor, so, it balances out, I guess.
Yeah, similar.
Otherwise, I'm glad everybody had fun.
It was a blast.
It was
good.
Yeah. A lot of fun.
Always is.
In the after credits scene, you guys make your way back towards the compound where Hamid can be seen with his robe open, smoking his hookah on the patio as he looks out towards the lot of you. It's like 3 a.m. And there's a nice crisp chill in the air as you guys come into the compound, all as a set. And as he looks down, his voice carries out, "What is it that you do come here at this hour?" And as he looks down towards you, he takes a haul off the hookah, exhaling a massive cloud out into the cold air.
Saved Santa Claus.
What? Is this a cat?
Christmas.
What is Christmas? His voice carries across.
It's just some fat guy named Nick and his stupid friend Jack and stupid.
Fought off winter and were rewarded.
He gives a nod at this. Ah, very good. I understand this then. You fight, you win, you take the reward. And you come back with honor, yes? Haha. He takes a haul on the hookah again, and then exhales into the night air. Then good. And he just stares upwards. Have a good night, huh? He says down towards the courtyard without looking down at you.
Do, boss.
He hangs up the hookah hose and heads back inside. You guys make your way towards your respective quarters. Any sort of last rites before you turn in for the evening?
How does my 2 heads work? Like, it's like a Wi-Fi extender or something?
So you can replace the head easily enough. It takes you roughly an hour to do so, or a short rest, basically. The one's got a face, the other one doesn't.
Do I still have to be within 40 feet of the other head?
Oh, yeah, so long and the short. If you take off your head, if you lose your head and you walk out of, what did I say? 30 feet, not 40 feet.
Trying to cheat.
Wait, no, did I say 30 feet? Maybe I meant 60 feet. I think I said 60 feet. Yeah, no, I said 60 feet. I didn't say 40 feet. I said 60 feet.
Sounds like 20 feet.
You know what? Let's split the difference. It's going to be 80 feet. But no, so yeah, 60
Don't
foot.
ask questions.
60-foot diameter, 30-foot radius. There you go.
Can Barium weld a chain to it so you could swing it around?
I mean, yes, 100%. I don't see why not. I am. I'm totally down with it. And you'll break the head eventually.
I don't want him to lose it.
The head, as long as the head's mounted to Gary, it can regenerate off his power source. Like, that's just biometals. That's Biometals 101, guys. That's how it works.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody knows this
Read
shit.
a book.
but- Yeah, like really now.
Of course. Elementary.
Go to college or something. Come on. So, I'm just gonna die over here. It's COVID-89. Sorry, guys. This is the new evolution.
Nice mutation.
Yeah, so long and the short, you can swing around the head. It'll eventually like break if you keep hitting on shit. It still is head. I don't mean to set a precedent of like you really should do this, but if you do leave your head behind, your body can act for about 60 feet. So that's a 30-foot radius from the head, is what it is though.
So the new head acts like the old one, and I can leave the old one anywhere I want and switch it out like a.
Yeah, but only the ones active at a time, right?
Mm.
It's not like you can throw both out and then have a full field between the two or something. It's one or the other.
Murder bot, or you can go emotional companion bot.
Yeah.
If he doesn't break it, Barium will.
Oh shit.
It shouldn't have this much life! You're a machine! I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm just trying to understand it as your dungeon master is really all it is.
I mean, you already did it once.
And I'll do it again too.
Who did it? I don't know.
The truth will set you free. Man, no, this is a good session. I'm glad, like I said, to have gotten through it. To get a bunch of gifts. The gifts are cool. The set piece was cool, actually. I'm very satisfied with the way the set piece ended up looking. And all in all, the only drawback I would say is I didn't include the shantytown more as kind of like a run up to the warehouse itself. But I didn't give a shit, and nobody else did either, and that kind of worked out. So at the end of the day, good session.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I say, everybody heads back to camp, and we were running through last rites there, sorry, before we got totally sidetracked. But is there anything specific that anybody else is doing?
It's like 3 in the morning, right?
As you guys are returning back, yeah.
Yeah, okay. I'll just
collapse into bed.
Yeah, head to my quarters, clean my pistol, and tuck it in my cloak and go to bed.
It's immaculate.
Oh, okay. I'll just tuck it in.
Okay.
I thought that was a euphemism, Maureen.
As you look towards where you're gonna put the gun down, you look towards it and you see there the misting form of a box that sits lid open with a form-fitted space where the gun would rest.
I'll place it in the box gently.
As you are doing so, sparkles continue to dance across the surface of the box's open space, showing several tools for maintaining the gun appear nearby. There's a little pipe cleaner, for example, that suddenly materializes. A little wrench for taking apart its tiny screws and bolts.
Alright.
A moment later, a letter unfurls. And then another. And then another. And several parchments suddenly dance into being on top of the box. As you look upon them, you see each one sealed with the ship's captain's seal, still preserved in all its beauty. As you stare upon them, the camera pans down low, like the scene in Pulp Fiction where Vincent looks into the suitcase and the glow of gold comes up on his face, and it shows your face light up as though it were gold you were staring at.
They're probably dick pics.
with that, everybody takes a sheer 1,000 experience. Merry Christmas to you all.
Woo! Merry Christmas.
All right.
And with that, it has been my sincere pleasure to be your Dungeon Master, your entertainer, for another fantastic evening of Dungeons and Dragons. You, my stalwart palette of personalities, that is my plethora of players. And until next time, may your 20s always end on 20. Have a good night, all. And remember,
you too.
you don't
Thank
gotta
you,
go
sir.
home.
So I've got a small aside, by the way, for the rest of the guys that are out here,
Hit it
who
up.
be the kids. My wife for Christmas got my kids this. It's kind of like a play-by-mail adventure, and it's turning out to be fucking awesome. Like the kid's got it's like one envelope a week, and he's got it's personalized to the individual kid. And it's a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to it. Like this one is all about how our great grandfather was a pirate, and he has to figure out all these little puzzles each week that come in and what has to happen. And I'm looking forward to it because I've already started opening up some of the other things, and I know that with our lake freezing over, that I'm going to go trudge my ass out to one of our islands and dig a hole and bury a treasure for him to go and find. So. Like, if anybody else has kids and is interested in doing it, like, it's a lot of fun. Like, it's been cool to sit down with him, and, like, he was excited to read to me and figure out the answer to it, and, like, do a cipher, and so...
Holy shit.
Yeah, it's really cool that they, like, personalize it and that kind of thing.
Yeah, maybe, could you put that in the Discord?
Yeah, I'll get the name from my wife. I was just shocked by it. I didn't know she was doing it.
That's cool.
And like he got the first envelope there, and like they send an envelope a week over 6 weeks. And so I'm kind of trying to jump it a little bit and get a little bit ahead of it to do the real life part of it. But it's pretty cool. So I just figured I'd let any of those kids out there know about it.
That is very, very
Yeah, it's super cool.
Very done.
All right, thank you, sir.
Hey,
And with
Can
that,
you sign my adoption papers?
gentlemen, it has been my esteemed pleasure once again. Until next time, keep fit and have fun.
Have a good night.